Gary Carter passed away at the age of 57, Hall of Fame catcher. And I was fortunate to have covered those Mets in the 80s and was there 1986 when they won the World Series. Gary, of course, with the Montreal Expos and the New York Mets, Hall of Fame catcher, and a long battle with brain cancer. But my favorite story with Gary Carter. Now, keep this in mind. His teammates used to make fun of him all the time because every time Gary ran down first base, his helmet would fly off. And they always said he did it to make himself look faster, like he was hustling harder. Gary Carter was one of the more genuine players who understood what the fans wanted and what the players should do and their responsibility. I saw it day in and day out with him. He and Ray Knight, day in and day out. They would be signing autographs. They couldn't have been more courteous to the fans. But as far as a player goes, he's a Hall of Fame catcher. My favorite story with Gary, after the 1986 Game 6 World Series, the Bill Buckner baseball went through his legs. It's 1 o'clock in the morning, and I've done my interviews. Guys are getting dressed, getting ready to leave. Gary Carter's at his locker all by himself. He's exhausted. He kept the rally alive, had the base knock against Calvin Schiraldi. And I walk up to him, and I have a baseball with me. I've never done this before, have never done this since. And I said, Gary? And he goes, yeah. I'm like, you could just see where he was just spent. He didn't want to do an interview or anything. I said, no, I don't want an interview. I'm getting married, and my mother-in-law is a diehard Mets fan. Could you put to Irene, Dan will make a great son-in-law, and sign it? And he looked at me, and he goes, seriously? And it wasn't seriously. I just went through Game 6 of the World Series. It was, seriously, you want to help? I can help you here? And I said, it would be huge. So he wrote to Irene, I think Dan will make a great son-in-law, Gary Carter. My mother-in-law still has that baseball. So that's the story that came to mind after all of it. And I don't know why it hit me at that moment, but I was going to, propose to my wife, and I thought that would be great to give that to my mother-in-law. So I enjoyed him. He was always there to do an interview. I know that a lot of people looked at him as being phony. It's hard to be phony if you're doing it every single day. It really is. And I remember going to Montreal and watching him play up there with one of the great teams of all time. I mean, they had unbelievable talent in Montreal. With Rock Raines and Andre Dawson, you had Gary Carter. They had unbelievable talent there, but nobody gave any thought to the Montreal Expos. But Kid Carter came to the Mets and age 57, died. Tom Verducci will join us. I'm sure he'll have a story on Gary Carter.